welcome to our latest video after our Napoleonic Fest. We're coming back to some Ancients and another game of Two the Strongest. Hope this one goes down okay and you enjoyed this one. Just going for something a bit lighter this week. Firstly, just have a look at the table. We've got the To the Strongest game map, so we need squared grids marked on it, and as you can just see, if you look closely, you can see the little 4 black crosses on the map that regulate movement. So that works quite well. The mats are sort of, don't know, it's not quite a neoprene material, but it feels like it's on a sort of slightly rubberized cloth. And as you can see here on this hill, we have a hill under the mat, which is what I like doing. You get all these ripples, which with the cigar box battle game mats with their more material-based texture you don't get. So I have to say, not a great fan of that. So we can see over on the table over here, I've put a hill on the map. It looks more unsightly, but I think probably will work better with the game. So I'll take this hill out underneath and we'll reposition the terrain a little bit. All right, on with the game. We're going to play Picts against Romans. So we've got a Pictish force here with one command of 4 units of light cavalry. Then we've got our main command of Pictish infantry. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 war bands of Pictish infantry and 3 units of skirmishers ready to move forward into this small piece of woodland. And in reserve, we've got a war band of Pictish veterans. They're actually Scotty naked fanatics I'm using, but I'll use those as Pictish veterans, as the To the Strongest rules don't have Scotty as allies, but I like playing them as that. Playing against them, we've got our Roman force here. We've got a legionary force, 4 legions, 2 in advance and 2 in reserve. These are all mid-imperial Romans, so as you can see, if you have a look at the figures, some are in scale mail, some are in Lorca segmentum. I'm sure there'll be some in chainmail somewhere amongst these. A couple of units of legionary light infantry, Lancari, fighting formed in this game. And then we've got an auxiliary division with a unit of light skirmishers, 2 units of auxiliary infantry. These ones are in mail. And then a unit of archers. I'll show you these from the front. Here we go. Always like the Romans in the front. And again, you can see our Roman infantry here with the mixture of arms and equipment that was sort of mid-2nd century. So we've got some scutum and some rounded shields. Rounded shields for the auxiliaries. We still have pilum here for the legionaries, but auxiliaries will be working with spears. All right, we'll crack on with the game and I'll show you some of the card turning this time. Hopefully we'll be able to lure Charlie away from the football. But he's watching the rest of the first half at the moment for his team, so he may join us shortly. Okay, so we turned off the lights because they were flickering a bit. Hopefully the pictures will be a bit better now. So the Romans have won the card pull for activation. They pull the king against 2 for the Picts. So they get to activate first. We'll do it by divisions. If you fail in activating your division, no more units from that division can activate next. So we'll start with our auxiliaries and let's have a think about what we'll do with them first. So we're going to start by activating our auxiliaries and we're going to go with our box. We're going to put our commander into this box and we will activate this unit to move forward. We need them more than a 2+ for an activation. So they successfully get more than a 2+ and move 1 box forward. All right, we'll now try with the next units. No commander in this box and they will move forward. A 3+, so still successful. We haven't thrown an ace, so we can keep moving forward. All right, our third unit, a 5+. Again, they can move forward successfully. And then finally, our least important unit, or the way I'm treating them, our skirmishers, a 2+. They do move forward. All right, now to activate these again, we have to pull a card, and it's got to be, I believe, let me just check, higher than the ones we've already pulled. So I've still got the chance of a reroll or a recard pull with the unit in the same box as my general. I won't take a free move for my general, 1 box to either side. Actually, I think I might. His command range is 2 boxes, so everything's in command, but his skirmishers don't need to stay in command. So I'll leave him where he is actually, and I'll pull first for the unit of auxiliaries he is with, and see if they can move forward again. We pull a 9, so they can move forward another square. All right. Now I think I can do this now. I'm going to take my free command move and move my general to that unit. Okay, so they now need to pull more than a 3, and they can move forward again. They pull an 8. They indeed can move forward again. Now it's getting more tricky. I've got a 5 over here or a 2 over here. I think I'm going to pull on the 2 because they are less likely to fail. I pull a 6, so everything would have been fine, and they move again. All right, now finally pulling on the 5. No rerolls on this as the commander's not in the same square. We'll see what we do. We get a 7. Your auxiliaries are doing well. They're feeling enthusiastic. They're all moving up to this wood line. All right, I'm now much more likely to have a fail. I will have a go to move my skirmishers forward diagonally into the woods. A diagonal move or a move into difficult terrain is difficult, but light units I think always actimate normally. So we will need more than a 6. We pull a 2. So we failed, and therefore this division ceases activation for this part of the turn, and we move on to our next division. So we'll move forward with our first unit of legionaries. They need an 8, or more than a 2, so they've moored successfully. The unit with my general in has an 8, so they also move forward successfully. All right, I will now move my javeliners forward. They get an ace, and that's a fail. And I don't have my commander with them, so that's the end of the movement for my division of legionaries that are in the 4. Now finally I've just got my commander-in-chief, and whether he wants to move his 2 reserve legionary units forward. He'll move them up at least in line with the Lenkari. So starting with one on the left, we roll a 10. They're unlikely to get an extra move. And the one with my general rolls a 9. So they also move forward. All right, so I do have the option of pulling these cards again. I could, if you pull a 10, you can always move again, but I don't think I've got any opportunities there. So that's it for the legionaries at the end of their first turn. All right, let's see where we've got to. So looking at the dispositions, my left flank's moving forward, approaching these woods with my auxiliaries, and my legionaries are hanging back. Right, now time for the Picts to act. All right, so Pictish cavalry are light cavalry, so they will be able to move through these woods unimpeded. Let's see what we get. We get an ace, which is a fail for my first unit. So it looks like my division will not be moving anywhere, especially as I had not allocated my general to a particular square. Yep, I think that's just foolish of me, so we will allocate him to that square, and that's all he can do. This general is allocated with the reserve, and this one is allocated with the main body of Pictish infantry. All right, now we'll start with our main body of our Pictish infantry division. First unit, a 9. They move forward. These are large units. They occupy a whole square, and only one can occupy the square. Next unit, we're all in command range because we're within 2 hexes of our commander, so they can move forward. So they move forward 1 square. Then the unit with my commander, they can potentially get a reroll. They move forward as well successfully 1 square. We will move our commander forward in his free move and stay with that square. And then we'll move this unit on the right with a 10. So they won't be moving again, but that is successful. And then we'll try and move our skirmishers forward. These are part of the same formation. Some of them are out of 2 hexes range, but being lights, they don't worry about that. So we move forward on a 4. We move forward on a 6 into the woods. And we move our one in the rear. Oh, shouldn't have any jacks in the pack. Another jack in the pack. So I've taken all my royalty cards out. I've got them all in here. Hang on a second. I will just make sure I've removed all the picture cards. Sorry for that complete screw up. All right, and then 5. This unit moves forward as well. All right, So with a 9 and a 10, we're unlikely to move the rest of our Pictish line forward, so I think we want to keep that intact. So we are going to have a go at moving our skirmishers though. So we'll have a go at this first skirmish unit. A 3, that's a foul, that's lower than the 4, that's the end of the turn, and all activation for the Picts is complete. Okay, so on we go with turn 2. We're going to start by moving our Roman legionary forces forward first. So we'll first consider whether we want to do a free move for our general. Right, keeping everything in command range, because everything's within 2 hex, our general has moved back to this unit, so we get a reroll on this unit of Lankari. We roll a 5. They can move forward. The general will move forward with them. Then we'll have a go at the other unit of Lankari. It's an ace. We fail again. This unit really does not want to go forward, so the Roman legionaries are now stuck. And we've got an option for our auxiliaries to move forward. Alright, so we'll move our auxiliaries forward and up into the woods. So foot moving across difficult terrain, I think. We'll probably need a 3+ to move. Let me just check. We need a 3+ to activate. So we're going to leave our archers where they are, but we are going to move our unit forward with our commander, and they indeed advance into the woods on a 4. Right, and then our other auxiliary unit moves forward on a 9, also into the woods, and then we'll try and move our skirmishers up on a 2. This is an easy move. They're both light infantry. So they wouldn't be impacted by the woods anyway, and hence only need a 2 to activate. Alright, we'll now have a think, see whether we'll do some fire. Okay, so my Syrian archers are going to open fire. They start with 6 units of ammunition. We're not playing any reserve ammunition this game, so they won't be able to replenish. They can shoot twice, so I'll use 2 units of ammunition up, and they'll need 8s to hit. And they don't hit, so the archers have activated. They activated on a 2, and then both shots missed. We'll now fire our skirmishers, see how they do. They start with 3 units of ammunition. Okay, so we will for effect just shoot our skirmishers, but we are firing at skirmishers in difficult terrain. So we won't need an 8 to hit, we'll need a 10 to hit. Wow, we did pretty well, we rolled an 8, but that's it, no effect, and that causes 2 casualties. Alright, now we'll think about further activation. Apologies, I got that wrong. I forgot you got to activate first. So for their second, they initially activated with a 2, so therefore to shoot they needed to activate, and that was at 8. And then they pulled the card for shooting, and indeed they rolled a 10. So that is 1 casualty on the opposing light infantry for the Picts, hiding away in the woods down there. So they take a first disorder. Alright, so having taken a hit, the Pictish skirmishers have to take a 7, have to take a save. They've taken a 7, so just checking what Pictish skirmishers need to save. They need a save of light infantry bow, they need a save of 8+. So they failed the save, and light infantry effectively only take 1 disorder. So those light infantry have been destroyed, first blood for the Romans. Alright, then this unit of Roman auxiliaries is, firstly I'm going to read my general with his free move. He's going to join the other unit, and this unit of auxiliaries are going to charge the Pictish infantry opposite them. This is a difficult move, so they will need a 5 normally to activate. They'll actually need a 6, because they're moving through difficult terrain to do this charge. They rolled a 4, their activation fails, and that's it for the division's turn. So the auxiliaries have pushed the skirmishers back, moved themselves into the woods, but otherwise a pretty static turn for the Romans. All right, that's it for the Romans, turn 2. Now for the Picts. All right, so for the Picts, we've got a relatively open flank for the Romans around there. They're certainly tailing off, and we want to put some pressure on them and possibly throw some javelins at them there. So we are going to have another go with our Pictish light cavalry. We are clear where our general is deployed, and we're starting with the left-hand 2 units. They've rolled a 9. They can move forward 2 squares being cavalry, and they can move through the woods because they're light units and not impacted by difficult terrain. So we'll move them forward. We'll now activate our unit with our general, a 7. Again, they can move forward 2 units. Javelins only have a range of 1. So although they've both activated, neither of those 2 units, and we'll take the commander with them, neither of those 2 units can actually shoot the Romans yet, as the Romans are more than 1 square distant from our cavalry. So I think we'll leave them in the light woods, and we'll cease the turn there for the light cavalry, and we'll move forward and see if we can advance our war bands. Start with this one, and they move 1 square, 1 activation. Move the next one. Again, getting more than our 2+ we need, so they are activated. We'll move forward our 3rd division. And again, very lucky, only just, but we are activated on a 2. And this one, we are going to move forward because we're going to have a go at attacking those archers, I think. We roll a 9. So we do move forward, but we're unlikely to get a second move. Alright, we're going to move these light infantry forward and into the woods diagonally. We rolled an ace. That's the end of the turn for these Romans. General's not in the same square as the failure, as these Picts, so the Picts cannot move any further this turn. In this division, we'll now see what we do with our reserve. Given that we've got our commander-in-chief here, we can get a reroll, so we are going to move this one forward and 1 diagonally to the right. So diagonally to the right is a difficult to move, so that'll be a 3+, and because this is a large unit, we need a 4+, and we do move. So we get 1 square forward to the right, taking our commander and our hero markers with us. You can always move again on a 10, so again we've got nothing else to do this turn, and we've got a reroll. We will move again, we'll try and get another 10. We don't, we'll use the commander's reroll, an 8 again. We fail. That's it for the Picts this turn. That's the end of turn 2. Okay, so we're going to start with our auxiliaries on the Roman side. Our archers clearly aren't chuffed with these Picts approaching them, so we're going to activate this unit first. It's going to shoot and then pull back. So to shoot and then move, we need to activate on a 2+. It is a simple move. We have activated. We get to fire twice, a 5 and a 4, so we don't do anything. We use up 2 units of ammunition. So we're down to 2, and we pull back 1 square. And let's just keep the 9 on the top, because our activation was on a 9, so we're unlikely to get another move for them. Alright, now we'll have a look at our auxiliaries, see if we want to turn and try and charge this warband in the flank. Okay, so this is a difficult move, so we're going to take a free move to move our general in, and we're going to try and change formation, which we do successfully. However, having rolled a 10, we're going to find it extremely difficult, even with a reroll, to execute a charge in this turn. So that would have been a 2+ normally, a 3+ because we were activating in the wood, and a turn to the flank is difficult, so that would have actually made it a 4+, because we were trying to do it in the wood. Alright, we are then going to charge diagonally forwards with this other unit of auxiliaries. No general attached, and we roll an ace. That's it for our auxiliary turn this turn. That's a bit of a shame. Right, so the Roman legionary commanders, recognising they may get flanked, are going to try and move forward and attack with their legionary divisions. So we'll start with the one on the left. That's a 7. We move forward 1 square. We're then going to activate the one in the centre on a 3. They move forward and are activated. We are going to leave our Lancari in echelon formation, and we're going to do a free move with our general into this square here. We're now going to activate this one and try and attack the warband. We need more, but we do have our general in there, so we can re-pull, and we get a 7. So we are now in combat on an activation of a 7 with our legionaries. Right, let's do that combat. Okay, so there are no modifiers for this attack. We need 6 to cause a casualty, and we do. That potentially causes a disorder on our Pictish infantry. Let's see if they can save. Okay, so Pictish infantry save on a 7+, so let's see what they do. They roll a 5. They take a disorder. To destroy a unit, especially a large unit, you will have to cause 3 disorders on it. So that unit is now disordered, but still at a couple more casualties for the Romans to cause. Alright, both my legionary units are active on a 7. I have used my general reroll, so I need to get an 8 to activate either of them again to get to attack again. We're going to keep going with the one that's already in combat, as we've already got 1 disorder. Can we do any better? Reroll a 4. No, that's it, and that's it for my legionaries this turn. That's the end of Roman turn 3. Okay, so we're again going to start with our light cavalry. We're going to go on with our reroll first. Well, no, we're not going to go for a reroll. We're going to go for our left flanking unit first. Let's see. In fact, we're going to move our general onto that one. Give them the reroll because they won't get caught in a zone of control. They roll a 7, so they can advance 2 squares, and I believe they can shoot. Being light cavalry and javelinmen, they are within range. So we will do their shooting. Okay, against the Lancari we need to pull an 8 to see if we hit. We do! That's a casualty against the Lancari. They'll have to do a save. Alright, so the Lancari save on a 6+, which they do, so no effect from that attack. So these Lancari aren't although they are lighter armoured than the legionaries, they're fighting formed here. So they're not fighting as light troops, so they will have 2 casualties before the unit is destroyed. But anyway, good first attack from the javelinmen. We'll see what else that light cavalry division wants to do. So we're going to try and activate these cavalry to move forward and shoot as well. We need a 3, which we're doing, which we've got. So they move forward. So the good one for the next activation, and we'll try and shoot. We need an 8. We get a 6, so we don't have any effect. We will try and shoot again. We've got a 9, we do activate, and on an 8 we hit. That'll be another save on the Lancari, but we have activated on a 9. Alright, let's do the Lancari save. It was a 6+, and we've pulled a 6. They've saved. They've held off well against the javelin throwing, those large Roman oval shields doing their work. Alright, a bit unlucky for the light cavalry, and I think we'll call it there for the division, as they've used up a good part of their ammunition. Right, so we're going to attack the Roman unit that's attacking our disordered unit in the centre. It'll be a 2 to activate, 3 because we're a large unit trying a difficult move, and 4 because it is indeed a difficult move. We roll a 2, we fail our activation. That's a tragedy, no general there, so no more activations for the Picts this turn for their frontline division. Let's see if our general can move his reserve across to the right, which he will try and do. He's going to move diagonally 1 to the right. That'll need a 3 to activate, which he does. Here. We've activated on a 7, and we are then going to well, we can't attack through that little gap, unfortunately, otherwise we would attack diagonally this turn, and we can't move those skirmishers out of the way because they're part of the front division, which failed to activate. That's it for the Picts, and that's the end of turn 3. We'll next be on with turn 4 for the Romans. Right, so the Romans see an opportunity on this flank and are also worried about it. They don't want to get attacked in this corner, so we're going to have a go at attacking the skirmishers. So first activation, and we are going to move our general to give ourselves a reroll. We are going to attack diagonally against these skirmishers in the wood, so that'll be a difficult move, and it's difficult terrain, so it'll need a 4+. We roll a 5. We attack the skirmishers with this unit in the wood. We'll need a 6 to hit. Let's see what we do. We roll a 4. That's no impact. Alright, we still haven't used our reroll, so we are going to have another go. We're only on a 5. We roll a 9. We will get a second attack. We need a 6. And again, no impact. So this unit stays where it is. and we're not going to try and activate that one again on a 9. I think our next most important one is to try and do this flank attack on the Picts. We need a 2 to activate this unit. We get a 10. That'll be an attack going in. Let's see what the modifiers are for a flank attack. Okay, so the flank modifier allows you effectively an extra attack. So I need a 6 to hit, which I miss, and then I re-roll with a 7. That is a hit. And it'll be a save for the Picts. I think it was 6+, wasn't it, for their large pike blocks. Let's just check. A 7+ for the Picts. Let's see what we get. Get a 6. They are disordered. That's the first disorder for that large unit. All right, but we did activate this one on a 10. So I don't see much point in activating that one again. We'll try and move our skirmishers forward as the last activation. We get a 3. They can move forward diagonally into the woods, which they're going to do. And then they will try and activate again and shoot the units of skirmishers opposite them. We've got a 3, that's a failed activation, and that's the end of the turn for my flanking units. All right, now on to the main body of my legionaries. Let's see what they're going to do. Somewhat tragically, I should have activated my archers, but completely failed to do that. So that's a bit of a blow, and they're part of the auxiliary unit, but nothing I can do about that now. All right, we're going to put our general, keep our general in with the unit that is attacking this disordered unit of Pictish foot. Let's see if we can activate them. We can on a 6. We need a 6 to hit. We hit. Let's see what their save is. They need a 7 to save. They fail. They take their second disorder. One more disorder and they'll be in trouble. Right, so let's remember we activated that one on a 6, so we may choose to move that one again. All right, we are now going to try and attack with our next unit. We activate on a 7 again. 6 is to hit. We hit. So it'll be a 6+ for the Picts to save. They fail again. That's pretty terrible. So they go disordered. This is the front 3 Pictish warbands, all now disordered. That's not great. All right. And then we've got our Lankari. Let's see what we'll do with that. All right. I'm going to, because the cavalry can easily evade if I try and charge them, I'm going to chuck my javelins at those horse archers. So we fail to activate, and that's the end of the turn for us. We've rolled an ace. That's not good. All right, I think I'll leave my reserve under my general where it is, and that's the end of turn 4 for the Romans. Okay, so where are we in the battle? Not too bad for the Romans. At the moment, we've got some Roman skirmishers through here in the woods engaging with their Pictish opponents. We were trying to do a flank attack with our auxiliaries, but we haven't been able to drive that small unit of skirmishers off. We did attack this unit of Pictish warriors in the flank and caused 1 disorder. In the centre, 2 units of legionaries are getting stuck in with their Pila and their Gladius, and are starting to cause casualties against these big Pictish warbands, especially the one on the right is suffering. On the far right, my Lankari are holding off the Pictish light cavalry, and I still have my reserve. So looking pretty good for the Romans. Let's see how the Picts respond. Alright, so the Pict light cavalry is going to try and move forward and exploit its shooting capabilities over here. So I'm going to move our first move 1 square forward. That will be an easy activation, which we do. We're going to move our general forward with that unit. We are going to move, we're then going to rotate these units and then try and fire. I think I can do that with light infantry. So we now have that one active and able to fire. All right, so we're going to fire this unit on that activation of 10. I'll need an 8 to hit, which I do, and then we'll need a 6+, Sorry, that's on the Roman cards. I think it's a 6 or a 6+ for the Lancari to save. You get a 9. They do save. Okay, so the Lancari suffer no ill effects from that shot, and we're not going to shoot again as we rolled a 10. Alright, so nearly out of ammunition in that one. Okay, this unit will have another go at the Lancari. It activates on a 7. It will also need an 8 to hit, but it misses. Alright, all of these are pretty activated. Okay, so they're all unlikely to go again. We'll try and change facing on this unit, which we do. That's successful, and we still have not used our general reroll. Alright, I don't think you can change facing and shoot. Let me just. No, we can't, but we will use our general's reroll. So 9, we do get to shoot. So we'll need an 8 to hit. We don't hit. That is so no effect there, and then we'll try and shoot with this unit again. That's an ace. That's the end of the turn. No more activations from our light cavalry, and again, no great effect. Right, now we can rally off disordered on this vast mass of our infantry here, but you have to not be in combat, I think, to do that. So the first thing we're going to do is try and move our skirmishers out of the way. So we're going to try to retire our skirmishers here on the right, which we do. So they're going back 1 box. Okay, so they have activated. Alright, then we're going to attack with our elites diagonally into the flank of our Roman auxiliary unit here. That's a 2 to activate, 3 because it's a diagonal attack, 4 because it's a large unit, and we need 6s to hit. It's a flank hit, so we get 2 goes, and we get 2 3s. That's nothing. This is a flank attack, and we're on a 4, and we've got a general reroll, so we're going to have another go. We get a 6, so we are activated again. And we need a 6 to hit. We get 1 hit. And we're on a 6. Alright, let's see what the auxiliaries do as a save. Okay, so the auxiliaries need a 6+ to save. Let's see what they pull. They pull a 10. So they have saved. So they're alright. Okay, then we're going to try and activate this unit down here. This will be a 3+, 4+ to attack diagonally. We do attack diagonally. This will be a straight 6+ to cause a casualty. We don't. Alright, now let's see what we need with our disordered units to attack. Okay, so our disordered troops will need an 8 to hit, but we will try and activate them. So they're activated on a 3, and they'll need an 8 to hit, which they don't. We're going to go for the next unit along. Got a general's reroll. They're activated on a 5, and they need an 8 to hit, which they don't. And then our unit here, being attacked in the flank by the auxiliaries, needs an 8 to hit. It has activated, and it's got a hit. An 8 to hit on the auxiliaries. And let's see what the auxiliaries save is. They don't save, so the auxiliaries go disordered. I do realise I've got a bit muddled up. I should have decided whether I could continue attacking with this unit on the flank. I had only a 6. I will do another attack with it because it is on its own. It's the general's reserve, his bodyguard. So if it fails, it doesn't affect any of the other units. So it's going to have another go of flank attacks against those auxiliaries. It activates on a 4. It's got a general's reroll. An 8. It does hit again. This is a flank attack needing 6s. That's 1 hit. 1 more hit against the Romans. And I realise I've been pulling cards from the wrong pack. Okay, well, we'll pull one from the wrong pack for the Picts. And they make their save. Alright, so no more casualties from the attack by the elite general's bodyguard. We'll move back to the front. Okay, so we activated this one on a 10. We won't have another go with them. We will have a go with these. We activate on a 9. We'll need an 8 to hit against the Romans. We don't do it. Okay, next division. I was previously on a 5. We've rolled an ace. That's it. No more attacks from the Picts this turn. And things are still in the balance. So once again, starting with the auxiliaries, with our reroll, we're going to try and move this auxiliary unit through the woods. It needs a 4+. Pulls a 2. Pulls a 9 with the general reroll. So it moves forward diagonally through the woods. But it is on a 9. So it's not going to be able to do pretty much anything else this turn. So that's that unit activated. My general will do a free move into this unit, which will try and attack the Picts in the flank. Rolls a 2, rolls an 8. It has activated. I think it probably activated on a 2 actually. Why wouldn't it need to be a 2? Yeah, it's attacking a unit in the open, so it will get 2 attacks in the flank, an 8 and a 10. That's 2 hits, and then we need 2 saves for the Picts. We need a 7 or more, a 2 and an ace. That's a large unit. That's 2 more casualties. That takes that unit up to 3 casualties, and that Pictish unit has been destroyed. Okay, so our victorious auxiliaries move forward 1 square with their general. They are still only activated on a 2, so I'm going to try and do a rally in this square now. Let's see if we activate that. We do on a 5. We now need to make a save test. It's +1 for the general, but -1 because we can be charged by an enemy unit, and an ace, so we don't take off the rally. But we are only activated on a 5, so we'll now try another activation, which we do on a 10, and we get a 6+, so we do rally. That's good for that unit. It is somewhat less disordered and is active on a 10. Alright, there are no targets for our archers to fire at now we've moved forward, which is a bit unfortunate, so we'll leave them where they are. We will fire our skirmishers, who are as yet unactivated in the woods, and they will fire at the skirmishers that operate them. They're active on a 7, and they would normally need an 8. They need a 9 because they're shooting at skirmishers. I don't know why there's a king in there. An ace. So they miss and activated on a 7. We will try and activate them again because they're our last unit. That's it. The auxiliary division has completed all its activities. Done well, broken one of those Pictish formations. Well, looking a bit good for the Romans. Let's just do an overview of where we are. Okay, so our unit that's just made that advance has got a risk to its flank, but it also has a flanking unit on the flank of the chieftain's bodyguard there. Here in the centre, both of the warbands are disordered and our Romans are as yet undamaged, and we still have our 2 legionary units in reserve, and our Lancari are proving effective at basically just steady. They were taking it from that light cavalry, which are not making any progress. Alright, let's activate. These legionary units will start with the general's unit. We get a 6, we activate. Okay, so we'll need a 6 to hit. We miss. Alright, we'll now try with the other unit. We get a 9, so we activate. We need a 6 to hit. We miss. Alright, so I'm just remembering where our activations are. They're actually the second card. First card rather. Okay, so the general's unit is going to have another go. He gets a 3, he's got his general's reroll, an 8 he hits again, and he'll need a 6 to hit, which he misses. Alright. Okay, so we've got an 8 and a 9 on that Roman unit, and we've got our Lancari as well. Right, I think our Lancari are going to try and shoot at those pesky horsemen. So the first Lancari activates on a 9, and then it would need an 8 to hit. It misses, takes it down to 1 unit. And the other one will also fire, activates on a 4, needs an 8 to hit, which it does. Let's see what the light cavalry save is. It's a 7. I don't believe that's a love. That's that unit of light cavalry in this square, taken down by our Lancari javelins. Okay, so that's, I'm not going to try and fire this Lancari again. It doesn't have a viable target. It's going to keep its facing. This one was activated on a 9, so we'll give it a final go. We'll have another go with our general. We roll a 6. That's a failed activation. That's it for the Romans, but looking good at the moment. Over to the Picts for turn 5. We're going to start with our best position unit, the general and his bodyguard. Remembering this time this is a division on its own. Right, let's try and activate, which we do on a 7. We'll need a 6 to hit. Misses with an ace. Hits with a 6. Then that'll be a 6 to save for the Romans, which they do. Alright, we're activated on a 7. We will use our general's, we will activate again, and we'll need to use our general's reroll on a 2. That's it. That bodyguard unit is not doing well. Alright, that's it for that division. We'll now go for our warbands in the centre. We'll start on this one on the left. This one is normally activating on a 4, which it does. Needs a 6 to hit, and it does hit. Let's see what the Romans do for their activation. I've used the wrong dice pack again, but they take a casualty. It's the first casualty on the Romans in this game. They go unformed in that unit. Okay, so that was an 8 that unit has activated on. Okay, we'll now go for our disordered unit in the centre. It's on a 9, it has activated, needs an 8 to hit. It does hit. Let's see what the Roman saves are. On a 6, they fail again. That Roman unit is destroyed. They only take 2 casualties. Glorious victory for the warband. Alright, in the centre, and then we'll just do this one on the right, needing a 2 to activate, which it does, and then an 8 to hit, which it does. Let's do the Roman save. The Roman save on an ace. There you go, disordered. Alright, so we've got an 8, a 10 and an 8 on these units. We will now activate one of our skirmishers over here on a 10. They will shoot. They need an 8. They get an 8. Keep pulling cards from the wrong pack. Doesn't really matter. Certainly when I'm playing solo. So they hit on an 8. And the Romans have passed their saves. But again, I took the wrong card. All right. Then for our warbands, we'll have another go at attacking with this warband in the centre. Activated on an 8, on a 6. It'll use its general's reroll, a 2. That's it, but good success. We've broken one of the warbands with the Picts. So the Picts are breaking through in the centre. Lucky the Roman have kept their reserve. Let's see what the Pictish light cavalry can do. We're going to fire with this unit on the flank. So activated on a 10, needs an 8 to hit. The Lancari need a 6 to save. So these Lancari take their first disruption. Okay, but they did activate on a 10. I should have done the save on the other pack. All right, and that is the last unit of ammunition used up by those javelin throwing Pictish spearmen. All right, and then the Picts on the other cavalry unit will fire the other Lancari. They activate. They need an 8 to hit. They miss. Okay, they will try and activate again on an 8. An ace. That's it. So that's it for the end of the Pictish turn. All right, let's see what happens on Roman turn. So it feels like these auxiliaries will be key to the Romans this turn. So we are going to move our general with his free move, and then we're going to look to activate. And a turn to the flank needs a 3, and they've only rolled a 2. Pulled a 2. Let's see what they roll for the next one. A 6. They have moved to the flank of that chieftain's unit. All right, and then our other unit of auxiliaries are going to try and activate. They're going to charge into the flank of this disordered warband. They need a 2, which they've done, and they've gone in. Let's see what they need. They need a 6 to hit. They get 2 because they're in the flank. And they've done 2 hits. It'll be 7s for the warband to save. 6 and 6. That warband is destroyed. 3+ save for its general. Its general is okay, unlike the Roman one who was wiped out down here. But that's another Pictish warband gone. Given they've only activated on a 2, they're going to try and do a diagonal attack against this Pictish warband in the rear. They need a 4 to activate. They fail. So that's the end of the auxiliaries' turn and the attack on the flank, but making good progress. All right, let's see what the Romans do in the centre. So firstly, we're going to try and rally this unit in the front line. We get a 7, and then that's an activation, and we need a 6+ to rally, which we do. So we have got our disorder off that unit. All right, it will then try. What we're going to do? I've got the Lancari. They could charge in. Yeah, I'm going to try and charge in my Lancari against this other disordered Roman unit. I need a 4 to activate, which I do. It'll be a frontal attack. I need a 6 to hit, which I have. This is a double disordered unit already, so it's got to get a 7 more to save, which it wrong pack, which it doesn't. Pulls a 2, so that is another unit of Picts destroyed. Romans really are driving in this turn. I'm going to try and activate these Lancari to rally them. They got a 7, so they're activated. They need a 6+, but they can be charged. So 7+ to rally, which they don't. I think otherwise I might leave them there. And I will try and move this unit diagonally forward. That will need a 9. It won't. Those units are fully activated for the Romans. Alright, finally I've got my reserve division here. I'm going to try and move the right-hand brigade forward, activating that on a 2. Actually a 3, because I'm going to go diagonally forward 1. Okay, it's still in command range. It's activated on a 3, so I'm going to move it 1 more forward on a 9, which it does. And then we will attack that unit. We need a 6. We miss. So we're activated on a 9. And then my other unit, I'll put my commander 1 square forward, so they're both in command range. And I think I will simply move this one forward 1 square. On a 6, it's activated and it's there. Alright, that's it for the auxiliaries and the legionaries in turn 7 for the Romans, I think. Alright, at this point the Pictish army breaks. It's been outflanked and crushed from the left wing. The auxiliaries, who advanced up through the wood, have engaged and pinned the general's bodyguard and smashed 3 of the units in the centre, partly by the attack of this auxiliary unit, which advanced across here, and partly by the success of the legionaries, who managed to crack a couple of the Pictish units early in the game, causing high levels of disorder to break out, and then just kept pushing. For the Picts, they broke 1 unit here in this space here, now occupied by one of the reserves and one of the Lancari units, but were unable to get traction. I know I didn't use my hero counters, so I need to remember to use those next time. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this game. As I say, To the Strongest, it is good fun. It's a bit board gamey perhaps, because it's sort of quite checkers-like, but it is good fun. It's got reasonable pace. And we've knocked this game on the head within a couple of hours. So I've had a good time. Hope you enjoyed the video, and see you all again next time.